What's going on, everybody out there? It's Ron Brown, LMT, the People's Fitness Professional, aka Soul Brother #1, reporting for duty. Today, you got to do the knowledge. You're going to be hearing me say that a lot. Do the knowledge. Do the knowledge. That's going to be my new thing, because I'm about to launch a fitness page called Ron Brown LMT 2.0, and I'm going to tell you before the exercise, do the knowledge. So get used to that. We got the brother Noble Cyriz L in the building today. We're talking about the science of balance, hypnotherapy, and CBT to control thoughts and emotions. Before we go into this podcast, I gotta throw the commercial up just to remind you guys: like, comment, share, subscribe. Super chats, donations, we need it all. We're trying to get into a studio and stay in that studio, and also do some lives like this as well. But here's a commercial.
Peace family, welcome to NYP Talk Show. This is more than a podcast. It's a conscious platform rooted in truth and culture. From the 5% Nation, Nation of Islam, Moorish movement, and Masonry. Our mission is to reclaim our narrative and uplift the African diaspora with real stories and real conversations. Support us through super chats during live shows, donations on Cash App, GoFundMe, Patreon, or Buzzsprout, and by repping our official merch, available on our website and right here on YouTube's merch shelf. Every dollar, every super chat, every hoodie builds the movement. This is NYP Talk Show.
Yo, we are back. Thank you guys for coming out this evening to view us. And brothers Noble Cyriz L, we were supposed to do this podcast a long time ago. It just never happened. But, you know, we're here. You made it. Welcome to the NYP Talk Show. Glad to have you. I learned some cool things about you early before the podcast. I'm comfortable with you now, knowing that you came up around where my grandparents had the house and all of that stuff, you know, and you came to New York and all of that. So that's peace, man. Glad to have you here. But before we go into the podcast, you know, I want people to get a brief history about who you are, what you do, and you know, let's start off from the beginning. So where are you from, brother?
Absolute. So what it is, what it was, what it do, everybody. It's your boy, Uncle Cyriz, also known as Brother Cyriz L. I'm from the DMV area. I'm from Maryland, Cap Heights, via Landover, around the Southeast area. I'm still here residing in Maryland, northern in the mountains in the Hagerstown area. And I lived all over. I be all over. I come to NY to do getting my fields of entertainments and with my peoples and all on the label. Lost Boys, shout out Cheeks, Cooler Ruler and everybody. And so I've been in this hypnotherapy, CBT, cognitive behavior therapy journey for about 9-10 years now, good and strong. And I've dealt in a lot of fields like Howard University Hospital and the trauma unit, being a violence intervention specialist, and then being a behavior tech at Kish's behavior housing. They house men and they house women in different locations. And from there, so funny, because we mentioned it a little bit. So when I was here doing my studies, and I was trying to finish building a video game and stuff, right? Dr. Joe Dispenza came on my YouTube. So I heard him say that if our thoughts alone could make us sick and hurt us, could our thoughts alone heal us? And he was like, and it's absolutely true. So I went down that dive, and I actually go to the school that Dr. Joe Dispenza went to. That's where I go. I go to HMI. So I get my master's hypnotist in a couple of weeks. So still going through my journey, and here we are. And I appreciate being welcomed by NYP Talk Show.
No doubt, brother.
Brown.
Now, check this out. So now you hear now Joe Dispenza. I was into Joe Dispenza heavy, and probably about 2 years ago, right? Now I'm reading all this stuff, right? And it was just changing my mind around a little bit, right? And then all of a sudden, right, I just got a good deal with the company. Like, he talks about, stepping into a new person.
Yeah.
Right. And so I was like, I was doing that, right? I was like going through that, and I just would draw things to me. And I landed a great deal with this company. And man, that was 2 years ago, and it really changed my life. And then you know what I did?
What happened?
I put the Joe Dispenza stuff down. I got what I needed, and I stopped. You know what I mean? But no, I got to go back. But now you went to his school. What was that like?
Oh, if you could show all the information one has in their mind, I got to go through the file cabinets and find everything, because I learned so many words, so many new terminologies, so many things that be going on with the mind and in the body together, like mind body psychology, that I was not really sharp and aware of. That it is crazy. It geeks me out, being in this school and classroom of 50 plus people, all types of walks of life, with different medical or behavior fields in this school. For me, it's a journey. Like I don't regret it. I love every minute of it. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a lot of helpful tips, techniques, the legalities, the ethics of how all of this works, because we are dealing with people's minds and stuff. You tend to take so much appreciation. I've taken so much appreciation because I get to see and understand what's going on in a much broader viewpoint. If that makes sense.
Okay. So this wasn't a school that he created. It was a school that he went to.
Yes. The school was founded by John Kappas and his brothers in like the 50s. This would be the 57th year this year. And John Kappas actually got the board, like the Fed board and stuff, to put the definition of what a hypnotist and a hypnotherapist is. Yeah, big thing with all the numbers and everything, the coding for it. So this is serious. We're not psychologists, but even psychologists use hypnosis. Dentists can use hypnosis. Hospitals use hypnosis. We are just a whole school and interns and students and graduates and masters and clinical hypnotherapists all on our own. And that's, now when you go back and you listen to Dispenza, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. Okay,
now so when you think of hypnotism, right? If coming up in the 80s and 90s, you saw these television programs where they put like this thing up and they swing right here like this.
The pendulum and the clock.
Right. And then you're following this thing, and then all of a sudden now it's like a swirl, and now you're like, ooh, right. So this is obviously like commercialism and like nonsense, right? So what is the process? What happens with hypnosis? And also I've seen things online where someone will go something like this, snap, and then someone goes out. So what is it like? What's the process? How do you hypnotize people?
Man, the receptiveness that one can be the receptiveness one can be susceptible to. So I'll just dispel the myth real quick, right? What you were describing about with the pendulum and the watch, that is stage hypnosis. That is entertainment. But now, depending on that person, right, and another individual's focus, when they're focused and open to a trance-like state, it's you're being in a state of hypnosis, you're hypnotized and you don't even know it. If you ever been driving, if you missed that exit because you were somewhere else, but your body is still going, no one's going, you were in a trance, you were hypnotized. If you're ever watching a movie and you zoned out, you're in it, you can feel certain things that's going on. That's a physiological change and you're hypnotized. So in real processes, we have to remember that hypnotherapy is a vocational and avocational adjunct help for someone in a deep relaxation state. And when you get in these deep relaxation states, like theta, like right before you go to sleep, and you start, you daydreaming, you're in that trance. So for us as hypnotherapists, our objective, as the job entails, is to put you in this relaxed state and help you get relaxed and go down and calm down and relax the mind. And we have different modalities to get you there. Actually, it's crazy how many there are. And yeah, that's actually how you put someone in. It is different scripts, it's different wordings, and you have to be careful with the words you say because people are very receptive into taking those suggestions and that information when you start to say a thing.
So now let's say, with that being said, would this cause a mental mental pathologies like let's say like schizophrenia, or if you say, like, if they're open and receptive and you give them a word or you say something, are they that sensitive and receptive to where it could cause schizophrenia?
Now, in the matters of someone who would be schizophrenic or have like high DSM or mental disorders, is first that they deal with their mental health provider first.
Well, no, that's not what I'm saying. I don't want to cut you off. Sorry. What I'm saying is, being that, when you hypnotize people, right? You're saying that they're now open and receptive, right?
Yeah.
Now, when they're that open and receptive, you said you have to then at that point use your words correctly at that point. Am I right?
Right.
Now, let's say if you don't use the words correctly, do they are they in jeopardy? Like their mental health is in jeopardy?
Well, it could potentially hurt them when you are not careful, and that's not our job to do. So
Right.
that's why I would say it that way. So I just wanted to give that clarity, because when we said the word, I have to have a referral from your psychologist and people's first to see if I can work with you, then it's okay. But then regardless, if I am working with you, yes, that's why you need to be careful and know what you're saying to people, because you don't want to hurt them. You want to say certain things and they bring up old memories, trigger them, and now they're upset and they're fidgeting, and that's not intended.
Right. So now the different types of techniques for hypnosis, can you, if you can is okay, but if you can you give me any let's say examples?
Apologies.
It's okay. Any examples?
Yeah, one that I love to do, that I can do for my guided imagery, is what it's called. I take you on a journey walk. So I get you in a meditative stance, Like you would, you don't have to do it now because I don't know your EMP level, so I don't want you to go to sleep. But like I would have them sit up, relax, sit back, listen to my words, and then I take them on a journey. If I can get you to close your eyes, and if you can visualize, if not, it's okay. But if you could visualize, like see pictures or make movies with your third eye,
yeah,
it's so much more of a trip, right? I say, and I walk you through what you're seeing, and then I'm guiding, and then I let you start to create this world, but I give you certain words to trigger certain things to get you into this relaxed state and start releasing tension. And the more that I can get you in this calm state, and it's things that we're looking for in the body and stuff like that, to let us know that you're not so much consciously aware, you get opening your subconscious, that the hypnosis is working. So it was one called guided imagery we walk through. Then they have a thing called fascination. So you've probably seen this before, where they'll tell you to look above your eyes at a point in the ceiling, and I would tell you to just stay there and look there. And even though you're hearing my voice is going on, you will start to blink. And it's okay if you blink, because your eyes is going to start getting heavier as you blink. But now as you're blinking, you can start to notice things going on. Your mouth going to get dry. You want to swallow. If you drift off and so happen to go off, it's okay. Just come back. But once I start giving these certain things and your body relaxes, depending on your suggestibility is how quicker you will go into a hypnotic state. And sometimes what you see on TV, when the people just, that can happen. That's called a somnambulist. It's called they're very much easier in the third eye realm. It's called a somnambulist.
Okay, now if we're talking about states of consciousness, you have from what I learned, you have the conscious mind and the unconscious mind, or what people sometimes call the subconscious mind. But I also learned from the 5% Nation, you got the conscious mind, you have the subconscious mind, you have the magnetic conscious, you have the super conscious, and then the infinite conscious. I don't know if you ever heard that before, and if you know of anything that it sounds or aligns with those 5 states of consciousness.
Okay, well, I haven't heard of, I believe, 2 or 3 of those particularly, but what it sounds like to me is from your conscious mind. So in our model, theory of mind, right, we are always using about the 10-12% of our mind, so consciously, but the 88% subconscious is working at the same time, right? So when we calm down from the consciousness into the subconscious, getting in the theta, boom, into a state of hypnosis, right? I call that the magic world. That's the third eye realm. So, and I know it can only heighten, and I say in heighten and enhance if you're starting to get the physiological changes, because now you're starting to feel all these emotions and these triggers by yourself with your own eye. You know, and everybody cannot do that, but everybody should be able to do that, if that makes sense. Yes. So I haven't heard of 2 of them, but it sounds like it's getting there, because our conscious is right now a 10 for focus. Our subconscious is working about the recall, whatever word we remember from back then going. And then you got the hypnotic state where we're using the third eye, pineal gland, the thalamus, and all.
Okay. So now, do this third eye or this third, do this third eye have anything to do with well, you just explained it. So can you explain the what is it called? Beta, theta, the brain waves. Can you explain that?
Okay, so right now, alpha is what the heightened state. Beta is the right now attentive focus state. Theta is the woozy hypnotic state, and then you got the delta in your REM world, your rapid eye movement, and that's when we are body shut down, mind take over. And what's crazy is even in that deep sleep state, the REM, when we're awake, there's also a modality that you can use that's like rapid eye movement. And that's kind of like with the eye fascination. When I told you to look up and you keep looking up and you're getting your eye to work, and we start using your eye to work to open your third eye consciously. I just find that crazy how in the sleep world they use REM too. So
Right.
that was all.
Right. All right. So now
58 area code. Answer it.
Oh, that's crazy. My computer keep doing that.
Now, when you say balance, what does that actually mean scientifically, not spiritually? Like it's the balance, like a thought balance, or what does that mean to you?
For me, it's to declutter. You know, a lot of people, when we get to a certain point where your life can have so much anxiety and anxiousness, you're moving in a ruck. You're like me, I was all over the place. I used to do a million things. My wife tell me to slow down. Best friend, business partner tell me to slow down. I feel like I had to do so much. I could not declutter until that video with Joe Dispenza. And then I got into the meditation instructor stuff and hearing and being the observer of my thoughts so I can regulate my emotions, which will give me better behavior and attitudes so I can have more balance. I'm not so much anxious. I need to figure out, why am I anxious? What is the thing that makes me anxious? And so when I go into my third realm, my third eye, my meditative state, I can rewind and watch and observe and be like, oh, it might be this person because of this or that. Do it got something to do with me from childhood? Let me go all the way back here. It's not from that. It's more of that. And I don't like this. I need to learn how to throw you in the box, close the door, negative thoughts, move to the positive. And you know, that's also like selective choosing, just basically choosing a better path to be in. But scientifically, those are the order processes of cognitive behavior therapy. It's an activating event. What is the trigger? Then you have the belief and the emotion that's attached to that trigger, that thought. And then you have the consequence, which is the behavior. What are you doing now? What is the mood? You upset for today, which means you about to be upset for 3 days, which means you got a whole little attitude, a funky attitude all month. And it stemmed from that one thing. But if we learned and knew these techniques, or saw somebody that know these techniques with CBT and hypnosis, it would be a great thing, because we are here to help put you in that balance for yourself, for a longevity, not just for a week from now. Take these tools, learn it, use it, and let's move forward.
Got you. I like how you said, you know, maybe that was something from my childhood, or like, would it be like things that trigger you? Would it be not only necessary from your, not necessarily from your childhood, but also from just points in your just upbringing in general? Like it could be as a young adult, you know, just instances in your own history that can cause you to, have ill thoughts about certain things.
Indeed. Okay, so we're going into semantic memory a little bit, and that is back in the childhood. So in our theory of mind, right, it goes from birth to 8, like 8, 9, 10, but 8. We got fight, flight, and freeze, our primitive responses as a baby. Growing up, we learn, we either like it We go to it, we run from it, or we freeze. But we are learning all these informations, and they're positive and negative knowns. So now as we are going through these knowns by 8, 9, 10, when that critical filter mind kick in, which is when the kids be like, I can do it on my own. Why I can't do it on my own? Now we got logic, reason, willpower and stuff, right? So all of those positive and negative knowns is with us. And plus we learn more as we grow. So what happens is certain events take place and our brain take that snapshot, bing, bing, it take that picture, and there's an emotion tied to it. Depending on that event and that emotion is how strong that memory is going to be. So anything similar further on is now a trigger.
Got you. Okay.
You know,
okay.
and it helps a lot if we can work backwards, which we do in a lot of different processes, so you can figure that out without hurting you and bringing up memories that's going to throw you in distress.
Okay. Now, what about triggers like a loved one dying? That's really impactful. That can really change a person's brain, I believe. Now, how do you, what would that be in your profession, like if you had a term for it?
Past life regression and grieving.
Yeah.
Grieving regressions, you know, after you talk to I would probably refer you to make sure you could talk to a medical first, and then see how you go with, like, if there's any religious things going on. Plus I will figure that out as well when I talk to you in the introduction. And I personally am not in that lane that I assimilated for the practice, so I will refer you to my other hypnotherapist. But there is help for that in hypnotherapy. I'm just more the guided imagery one, and I've done funerals before though. I've ushered out a funeral before, so I know how it gets. So I would definitely refer out that first loved one. If they have to see somebody, go see someone, to talk to your religious or your higher, and then, you know, come see us.
Okay, got you. Now, but okay, so you gave it a name, grieving, right? That would be the correct name for that, right? So, what is the core difference between hypnotherapy and CBT, and how they approach thoughts and emotions?
Okay, so CBT is the practitioner, the psychology field of being that practitioner, of knowing those events. Hypnosis, I mean, you have to be induced through hypnotherapy. So that is the whole deep relaxation, the whole calm down process furthered out with the therapy. Now, for someone like me and all the others like me that is also aware of CBT, if you apply that with the hypnotic, I say you get a lot of good results because the people open up to you. So when they get to open up to you and you know these structures, we together come up with the plan, you know, to help you learn how to calm yourself down, you know, because I'm not going to be with you every day after the session until you come back. So we get the plan, the cognitive planning, the different homeworks, because we call it homework too. Is you take home and practice with you. It might be dream venting, you know, after the hypnotism and hypnotherapy. And when you go home tonight and all that information start coming back up, you have your notepad and your journal, and then you start doing your own CBT and your dream venting, finding out what's that activating event. How did that make you feel? Do you even believe that feeling? Are you sure you believe that feeling? Let me see. Then you go into a trance. But ultimately, hypnosis, like you have to hypnotize someone to be in hypnosis. And that is the whole deep relaxation.
Now, when you talk about deep relaxation, are we talking you're relaxing the muscles and internal organs, brain, and well, yeah. So internal organs and the muscles and things like that.
Everything.
Everything. So complete and total relaxation. And what does that do exactly?
When we are in that mode, just like when we're about to go to sleep, in that trance, just with that, your mind opens up, and that is where you're open to receptiveness, and that's where we give the positive suggestions to help you reach your goal ultimately. Because without it, we understand that depending on the client, you might be looking at me and conversing with me and everything, but your mind might drift off. You might go somewhere, boom.
Mm.
And you might go here and you might think about this and you might go to that. So, but when you're in a hypnotic trance state, you're open, you're susceptible to take suggestions, and it ultimately works out better in that way. So, that's why even with the doctors, psychologists, I told my Uncle Ro what I do and everything. And he went and told his doctor, because he was in the military, so he go like see a doctor, right? And when he talked to me after that, he was like, yeah, so my doctor said if something ever happened to me, she coming to find you because we know we can work together. And I was like, bingo, I told you.
Mm. Wow. So the doctor respected it.
Yes, because we all worked. It's so many studies. It's out there. It's not a broad thing. We are our own, we're under, as a psychologist and everything, we are hypnotherapists. Psychologists uses hypnotherapy. We cannot use psychology unless you have that type of bachelor's and degree and everything. But if you have that, you just have both for all worlds. I'm telling you, when I figured out that they use hypnosis with dentists,
Yeah.
and birth, women who give birth, like a lot of them people be hypnotherapists or hypnotists.
Okay. Now, next one is there any real neuroscience behind hypnotherapy, or is it misunderstood?
I say it's misunderstood because they definitely have the disclaimers that it's adjunctive, so they try to disregard all of the needle points because we're talking about the brain and all the way in there, and we're talking about visualization and you can't touch it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you're all using it. So for me, I knew it was something bigger and better, and that's why I didn't mind going to the school, because it's helping people and y'all using it. So some people are saying at the same time, no, there's no this and that because these people didn't say this and that, but there's a legal definition of it,
Right.
and it helps people. There's reports. You gotta look into it. You gotta look into it because it's actually crazy. I'm in the class course now. What is it? 267 cases and 47 ongoing something. My apologies. I'll share that one with you later when I pull it up. But it's like some cases I was looking up and I was like, that's crazy. And I can be that. And I'm going to be that because I already help, the clients when I do the behavioral health with the meditation and the guide, and I talk how to open with the third eye and everything. So it does ultimately help at the end of the day. I say it's misunderstood because if you don't know about the mind like that, you probably just disregard.
So now let's talk about the meditation. What is the meditation like? Is it like, is there any kind of chanting involved? Like what is it like? Like if you can give me an example.
So when you sit like in your lotus, which is when you sit down, mat or not, cross your legs, just your hands on your top of your knees, but like this. You can hum, you can chant. Some people do, some people don't. You can use sound frequencies, music. Some people do, some people don't. Ultimately, it's putting yourself in the hypnotic trance without the therapy. You will be doing self-hypnosis and spirit walking, I call it, yourself, if you're practicing into that and you know what that is. So for me, like when I circumnavigate and stuff and I sit and I might light my candles and cut on my Anubis trance music and I just sit and I'm meditating and I might hum a couple words here and there, but I know once my eyes stop fluttering, which is that hypnotic flutter, and it calms down and my third eye images start getting brighter, I know I'm in control mode now. So ultimately I'm doing self-hypnosis with my meditation, controlling my third eye, creating my reality. I'm making my movie. I'm feeling better about it. I see this outcome. I feel this outcome. I believe this outcome. You know, I still get some physiological changes. Only difference is I have nobody on the outside counseling me, giving me therapy.
Now, I like the way that you're wording it, because normally for me anyway, when I would meditate, it doesn't have any direction, right? It's just me sitting still and I am just sitting still. Like you're saying, I can see the thought, I can, I'm doing this. It's like active. But your mind is not working, but it's working at the same time almost.
The subconscious has taken over, and now you're in the higher realm, like what you were speaking of earlier. And
right.
Now you have blossomed the third eye, the light is bright, and you're creating. We are creating.
Got you. Now, the suggestive wording that you give people, what is it like? I mean, do you chant? I mean, do you just say it in the back of your mind like, I am great, or what is that?
The back of my mind, that's what it is. If those random negative words jump out, I tend to like a computer swipe left and I throw it in a box. And I'm trying to plan precognition, right? And it's crazy how precognition is not scientific, but we can do it scientifically. You call it cognitive planning. So I throw the negative words in the box and I just try to stay focused and I try to make sure I don't hear too much audio and I just be. But once I can just be one, be stillness, and it starts coming, when we are aware and that vivid picture can start coming up and you can hear your voice in the back and you can start creating, you can just feel better, you get better, and depending on what you're thinking about, you can do some amazing things, because I know I've done it. Because you wasn't going to tell me a couple of years ago I'd be a hypnotherapist, and here we are.
Right. Now, as far as the length of time of meditation, is that important? I would say so, right? Because it takes you a while to get to theta, right?
Now, some people, I don't know, I ain't gone that long. Some people be like 4 hours.
I know my brother Terrain Hicks, man.
Yes.
My man, to peace to Wise the Dome TV. My brother Terrain Hicks. I don't know if anybody knows who Terrain Hicks is. If you know who Terrain Hicks is, put a 1 in the chat. If you don't know who Terrain Hicks is, you should look him up right now on YouTube. Terrain Hicks. This brother right here from what he told me, but he's like a guru in this world of like occult and and this brother meditation, he has meditation sessions and he teaches people how to meditate. And he said to me years ago, he would meditate for hours. Now, for me personally, it's like a waste of time. Why would you meditate for 4 hours? To me, it's like 20 minutes is cool, 30 minutes.
Now, he said 20, 30 minutes. And some people actually make it to there up to like the hour. So you're right. I'm with the hour with you because I'll zone out, but then I get bored in here and be like, all right, time to close the door. Boom, I'm out. But I would say a lot of people is either embracing some history and some love, some memory somewhere, or they're building and they know they can do this. And let me tell you something, there are other gurus out here that do this stuff, and they are some very powerful people.
Off that meditation.
Because this is where the creation, who made that mic? How long did it take for them to really
think it? Yeah. Okay. I get you.
So how much further will we go without we forgetting where the true beauty first began? It all starts right here.
Right.
So if you can, whenever you're off kiltered and you're trying to finish this, like this trademark, where is this joint at? It took me like 2 days of really focusing and thinking in my own hypnotic state to be like, all right, I want to own something. How I'm going to do it? What do they do? And then I get in there and I can see myself writing it out, printing it out, drawing it out. I'm going to go down here. I got this long. I'm going to go here. I can really play it out, but I'm only giving about an hour.
Hey, I'm good on the 4 hours. I don't know, man.
That could be a little excessive. More power to y'all who do it, though.
Right, for real. I wish Terrain was on this chat talking right now. 4 hours enough to build the city in the background in 1 year.
Absolute.
Now, let's go into okay. I need to meditate. That's the gist of what I'm thinking right now. Something that I don't know. It's like I try to meditate and I go I want to like bust out of my body or something.
Yeah, it's not easy. It takes your care factor, your intent, and if you can tell your other self, hey, pipe down. And you might have to use key power words, strong words to tell yourself, meditate. You might want to say, Allah, 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 Allah. You got to do what you got to do. It might be easier with music. If you find one of the right frequencies that resonates with you, not just mystical, that sounds good. You get goosebumps when you hear this. You're by yourself, you can zone out, and then you starting to imagine the Egyptian landscape first. And if you can do a landscape first, like in a bird eye view, and then see if you can create a tree over here, boop. See if you can make a pyramid over here, boop. I walk with Anubis a lot as well. You know what I'm saying? When I'm meditating, I'm gonna be big dog with me. So
okay. Now, why do some people? Okay, we already went over that. Can hypnosis make someone do something against their morals?
Absolutely not.
Ha.
Absolutely not. I cannot make you cluck like a chicken.
Right.
I can't make you do a backflip off the cliff, and I can't do it. That's not that's stage hypnosis, and this is why we dispel the myth. Because the movies then almost killed it. You know what I'm saying? But that's what also driven people extra more into it, because they see certain things and they know it's a real science behind it. And when you know linguistics, when you know words, it could just be very powerful and impactful. That you got to choose that wisely. But I cannot make you turn into a Pokemon and sound like a Pikachu unless you want to.
Got you. Now, can hypnotherapy break long-term habits like anger, emotional eating, or anxiety?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the primary most vocational avocational help we do, because people with so much jitter. You have to think about it. More than likely, they already did go see their doctor, and they come to for us because it's known that we got to get you here. You know, you came here to get here, so let's get here. Let me find out what's going on. Let me dispel the myths, and we get you here. You might have some body syndromes extra in here. So that aching pain in your shoulder, let me ask you a question. You feel like you've been carrying the world on your shoulders?
Yeah, for
And your
sure.
shoulders actually hurt, right?
Yeah.
Let's calm that down. Let's calm you down. And let's see if I can open your third eye.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can really envision with your mind's eye, your muscles, and you can see that throbbing. Can you see it? Can you feel it? Now, do you think you can calm it down? Tell it to calm down. I wonder if you could tell it to calm down. And these physiological changes is crazy because it really worked. Even when I thought I would have to second guess it, it amazes me more and more and more and more.
Now, what do you mean about what do you mean by walking with Anubis? Meaning uh, like like in your imagination.
That's my spirit guide. I already have of a standpoint view of how Anubis is, how Osiris is, right? So he has that assertive. I make him be a positive, assertive voice. So as I'm visualizing and I'm asking questions and my mind is trying to just calculate and figure out,
Mm-hmm.
I've already programmed myself that he is going to be like, but we are not going to do that. You will not hurt yourself. We are going to be better. We are going to move on. You want the land, you're going to research and you're going to buy that land. You're going to ask the question. It's called due diligence. And it helps me in my cognitive planning, on my precognition planning. And I use him. I just don't see transparent words that pop up in my mind and it goes away. I'm an artist, very visual, so I control it. As a matter of fact, do you remember the old Friday the 13th movies? And it was one of them where the boy said, but Freddie, you're in my dream and I control things here.
Yeah.
I've
Yep.
been thinking and doing stuff like that my whole life, and people thought I was weird for it. Come to find out there's a whole career based on this.
Yeah. So hold on. Is a human with a Anubis is a human with a dog head. Divine God Allah, you got to do the knowledge to what the brother's saying to really, you got to hear what he's saying. That's why I asked the question. So he basically, you can correct me if I'm wrong. You're using the archetype to help you with motivation
Yes.
and suggestive words to get you to do things, help you do things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's my visual guide. Some people call it spirit guide.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your higher, your divine guide. They say that as well.
Mm-hmm.
I know about it. But yeah, so I use Anubis. Some, like most women, they use a princess or a queen and a Cinderella type. You know what I mean?
Right. Which these things I don't disregard at all, because it's like being that, you know, I'm in the fitness industry and things like that. So it's like like sure, you can go and lift the weight and pump the iron, right? But sometimes you need a pre-workout.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I'm looking at it. You need a pre-workout. Am I wrong?
No, you got it. And when it comes to the sports and motivation, please believe, especially in California, probably more states, hypnotherapists are there just like motivational motivational speakers, and they get them in there, and they need, maybe their spirit was broken.
Right.
Maybe now they're down and they need to relax and they need to get the motivation back to reach their goal. So we put them in a state of hypnosis, and I put you in a guided imagery. But after I walk you down the steps into that open football field that's all of yours, I need you to feel all of them goosebumps. Now you feel them goosebumps that I'm saying it, and that's your energy. So now every time you get those goosebumps, you're going to feel that in your stomach too, and that's your gut instinct letting you know you still got it. So you better go back out there now, and every time you have doubt, you close that door, and when you get those goosebumps, you're going to get that shoulder energy, and you're going to be right back on the field scoring all the touchdowns.
Yes, brother. Yes. Preach, brother. This brother right here, Wise Alchemy 13. Yo, are you always have you always been on this page, man? You need to stay on this page. Talk to us, man. I like you in the chat, man. You know what's going on. I like you in the chat. Yes, using the behavior, characteristics, principles, and values of each myth or entity, a role model, a life coach. Right. Exactly.
There we go. Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Right. I got it. Check. I'm loving this, man. This is so dope, man. This is super dope, man. Now we got to bring you back to hypnotize me right on camera. That'll be something. That'll be something to see. Now I'm gonna go with this last question. How do you measure progress in hypnotherapy? What's the science? What's the science with that? What's the science with that? How do you measure progress in hypnotherapy?
As far as with the client?
As far with the client.
So if you can come in, sometimes we got to tell people, as I allude to, this is not the stage hypnotism. This is not magic, wave it around, Mr. Hypnotherapist, make all my problems go away. That's not what it is. But successful progress is the fact that I know you need me again. You might need more assistance again. You're coming back to help. And that ultimately also shows me that you're trying to get the help so I can help you, because you're not just paying sessions for free. Nobody's doing that. And for me, understanding that this can go as far as I can take it, as long as people are coming to me with issues where I can help them, is going to be great. And then for them, they just talk about it and they spread it out more. It'd be crazy how many people was in my class, how many graduates there are. You see what Dr. Joe Dispenza do. That's crazy. And sometimes when I bring them up in class, they just get to talk, when he was here and walking down the hallway. And I'm just like, man, that's crazy, because I'm about to walk down that hallway. And that progress started 19 years ago. And I told my wife, I bet you I'll be a therapist. I bet you I'm going to prove it to you. And I'm going to prove how much this mind magic, but real work, actually helps. And it does. My kids see it. That's great progress for myself. My family see it. My customers at my tattoo shop see it. Everywhere where I go. And for the clients, people that I'm always counseling somebody. Like all the time. This is like what I do. I'm Uncle Cyriz, by the way. Hi, y'all.
Yo, on that note, thank you for coming out this evening. I really appreciate this build. This was a great build, man. This is one of the best builds I had on this platform in 2 years. This is definitely going down in history, because it's just dealing with the mind in general, and it's breaking down hypnotherapy like a science. You know what I'm saying? So it's not no spookism and anything like that. Just like how you broke down Anubis. Man, that was peace right there. That was peace right there. Peace to Wise Alchemy, my 13. I really appreciate you. All the people on my chat, thank you for joining us this evening. And we are out of here. Oh, before we go, give people your social medias and where to find you.
Oh, absolute. You can go on Instagram, official Cyriz IG. That's official CYRIZ IG. Or on Facebook, you can put in, as you see in the video, tag Noble Cyriz L, and you'll find my page.
Got you. On that note, we are out of here. We got a podcast in about 5 minutes. See y'all on the next one, Origins of Masonry with Jelani Bey. Peace.
Peace, family. Welcome to NYP Talk Show. This is more than a podcast. It's a conscious platform rooted in truth and culture. From the 5% Nation, Nation of Islam, Moorish movement, and Masonry. Our mission is to reclaim our narrative and uplift the African diaspora with real stories and real conversations. Support us through super chats during live shows, donations on Cash App, GoFundMe, Patreon, or Buzzsprout, and by repping our official merch, available on our website and right here on YouTube's merch shelf. Every dollar, every super chat, every hoodie builds the movement. This is NYP Talk Show.